What is up, everybody? I haven't done one of these in a real long while. Hope you guys are all doing absolutely fantastic. I'm going to try to make more content. Just been really busy with a lot of stuff lately, so I haven't had time. But today, I want to talk about, um, I guess tough situations, and like, I guess adversity when you're, in the workplace. I find that every single time, somebody, people always say that things are out of their control or, circumstances, this, that, and the other thing. And it's not just that, I guess this is kind of beyond work too, is that there's so many things that people claim are not in their control, but they are, great example is that, when faced with adversity in the workplace, it's like, say you don't get a job or something like that, right? And like, they're just like, no, you can't do it. Like, it's literally them telling you that, they want to see what you can do. There's tons of people who have doubted me. And, like those were teaching moments for me. Like, I realized that there were so many people that would, when I would go for positions and stuff that would naysay me, like, not really where I am now, but like in previous jobs. And those were the moments where I'm like, all right, well, it's time for me to show you what I can do. It's literally them asking you to do, to show why you're worth it. And I mean, I think that's an inspiring thing that, well, I mean, sometimes it can be. It depends on who's doing it, I guess. But, like there's so many instances where like, you can go out, you can do the work, you can bust your ass, you can show them how, how well you do, you can show them, all the cool things you can do. But, like the alternative is some people see that and, they're like, well, what am I to do? Like this guy clearly doesn't like me. What am I supposed to do? And it's like, that's not the way to think about it. Like I like to look at situations and be like, you know what, like I could either take this and be sad about it, and just, sit on it and let things be. Or I can take that and use that as newfound motivation to succeed. I mean, I think there's nothing better than when you have moments where, you aren't supposed to succeed, but you do just because of, the determination that you have. And, I not that necessarily it's all about proving people wrong, but like, sometimes like myself, I was told a lot throughout my life of all the things I wouldn't do. I was, counted out. I was, told that there's a lot of things that I was not going to be able to do. And you hear that often enough that you start to believe it. And, that's a hard thing to get past. I'll tell you, it was not easy. It did not happen overnight. It happened over many, many years. But it's even cooler when you, like, if you're in that state, where people are like, well, like everyone says I'm nothing and no one believes in me, whatever. That's harder to come out of for sure. But like how I like to think about it is like when you do come back from that, like how much cooler is it that you proved yourself wrong? Like that's an even cooler moment that, you thought your limits were here, but they're way up here. That's why I firmly believe you should always be, dreaming big, even if like you are, just starting out somewhere, dream that you're going to be the biggest thing ever, or, dream about the position at the place you work that's like 4 or 5 steps ahead, because that's what's going to drive you. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, there'll be steps along the way. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be challenges, but like those are, opportunities to rise to the occasion. Like I think that it's easy when things start to get tough, whether it be, a personal thing or, work related, whatever. It's easy to get to dwell on that and give up. It's easy. And I mean, like I'm guilty of it too, but like if you lost a loved one, that's a devastating thing. And like, there's a time to mourn and you should mourn them and everything else, because I mean, that needs to be felt. And I mean, that person not being in your life anymore is going to be devastating. But like, I know some people who never get over that, like they experience a death in the family, they never get over it. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be insensitive about it. Like I honestly wholeheartedly believe that those people who didn't get over it, I'm not discrediting them at all, in the sense that like, if they say they can't get over it and they're not getting past it and moving on, it is a very big devastating chunk of your life. But there's a certain point where you got to realize it's not going to control your life forever. Like there are going to be certain events that are going to shape you, and there's definitely ones that mold you and put you down different paths for sure. But when there is those moments in your life, those are the turning points where eventually when you're emotionally ready, like when you are actually ready to do it, those are the times where you can take that emotion and channel it into succeeding. Like one good example that I can think of is like, if you lose a loved one, right? You're going to mourn them and it's going to be sad and it's going to be real hard to get through. Some, like I know there's some people in my life that if I lost them, like I would be crushed. And, like I think it's important that, you never forget them for sure. Like, that's always going to happen throughout your mourning process, because there's going to be those things that relate to them and that are going to bring those memories back, and it's going to hurt. It's going to feel like muscle memory after a while, that, like when you have those reminders, they hurt. And I think, eventually you got to think is that this person wouldn't want me doing this forever. Like I guess almost 2 years now. Yeah, almost 2 years now ago, I lost one of my best friends in the world. And when I was in grade 7, it was me and him against the world. There was nobody else that got me through that. Most of high school, he was also, one of the only people that really got me through most of it. And then he continued with other people to get me through things, and no matter what, he never gave up on me. He taught me to be myself, even when being myself wasn't the popular choice. He taught me so many things in life that you never realize, and you kind of, I don't want to say you take for granted. And life happens, you get busy, and like the thing I regret the most is that, and like what hurt is that I was always supposed to hang out with him, but I was always so busy, with everything, and I always said, yeah, we'll do it soon, and sorry. See, still hurts to this day. So I was supposed to hang out with him on my birthday, the previous November before he passed, and he's like, yeah, you, me, and Chris should get together, and I was like, yeah, you know what, like Curtis, that sounds great, dude. Like we should definitely do that soon, and I'll let you know when I got free time. And then, days before it happened. He posted on Facebook and told me that, he's like, I want you to know, man, I'm really proud of you, by the way. And, in terms of last words, that was pretty good ones. And I honestly, when that happened, I was crushed. I was in a superstore, shopping. I had to go to work after, and I honestly, like, at that moment, you couldn't have told me that I was going to get over that and everything was going to be fine. I didn't think that I was going to bounce back from that. It was a dark time. My life kind of really, really went on a downward spiral for a while after that. But, I came back from it, and it was tough. But, whenever I have those moments, that's what I look at, is I'm like, he wouldn't want that from me. Like there were moments when things started to turn around and started to kind of finally go my way. And, I was finally taking control of some things in my life. And like, it was kind of like one of those moments where I'm like, I'm not like a super religious person, but I was like, he's looking down on me. He's looking out for me. He's helping me through this even now. And, those were the moments that, I was like, all right, he wouldn't want this for me. He wouldn't want me to keep dwelling on things. He'd want me to keep living my life. He'd want me to succeed. I want to, he said he was proud of me. I want to earn that. So, like that, to me, those are important moments that they're going to be hard. They're going to be struggles, but you got to believe that you can make it through. And by no means, like I said, no means do I want to pressure anyone to, or say you shouldn't feel things, because you should always feel emotions. I'm a very firm believer in that feelings demand to be felt, and if you don't feel them and you push them away and bottle them up, it only makes things worse, because then when you have to deal with whatever it is, it's going to be 10 times worse because you bottle up and put it off, and other things have built up. So, but that's going to do it for me today. Like I said, I think it's important you guys keep hustling, keep putting the work in. Go out there, make a difference. Make your mark on wherever you're going. Never think you can't be a trendsetter. You know what I mean? Just because someone else hasn't done it doesn't mean that it can't be done. And I mean, you believe in yourself and you keep that shit up, I got faith. So have a good one, guys. Talk to you soon.